pajama dance. Got some head bobbing, some fingers pointing. It's another KSR happy hour presented by our friends at Country Boy Brewing. I am enjoying a nice cliff jumper. Look at it. Are we all imbibing this afternoon?
Oh,
Of course we are.
it's an excuse, right?
That's what we do, baby.
We're getting paid to booze a little.
Does that call for like a waterfall? Do we need to take it back to college?
Oh, gosh.
Shotgun.
I have not heard that term in a very long time.
Well, you just haven't been living. I'm telling you. Just kidding. I don't think I could waterfall this delicious cliff jumper. I think that would be enjoying it way too quickly. What are you guys drinking on? Did I see a Country Light?
Yes. Country Light over here.
All right. Both
We're watching the calories. Oh, Jack, double barrels. Love it.
Well, we're just doing this for promo, but yes, both will be both will be consumed.
Well, you could have both and not feel guilty because brewed with only 95 calories and 1.8 carbs, it's the perfect summertime or wintertime brew. So grab a 6-pack at Kroger or your favorite Country Boy retailer, or grab a pint at KS Bar where Country Boy is proudly served. Get some for this weekend because it's a huge, huge sports weekend. Like, there's not just one event, the Super Bowl. There's also the Winter Olympics and Kentucky versus Tennessee. But we will get to it all on this edition of KSR Happy Hour. Our chat is already hopping. As you can see, I'm joined by Jack Pilgrim and Nick Roush. We're going to talk a little bit about Kentucky versus Oklahoma, a.k.a. the Brandon Garrison game. And then we're going to get on to a bunch of other fun topics. But go ahead.
No, I have a question. Was Matt the only person not calling Brandon Garrison BG?
I think so.
I had the same exact thought. I heard that. I was like, Matt, come on, bro.
I mean, it's BG time. Like, that's what
Right.
I don't. Okay. All right. Good. Because so we're not the crazy ones. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. All right. Good. Confirmed.
I call him BG more than I call him Brandon Garrison or Brandon or Garrison. So.
Brandon does not feel right for him.
No.
He is a nickname guy through and through.
There are also people who you have to call them by their first and last name or a nickname. Has anybody ever called Ray Davis anything but Ray Davis?
Baby Ray. Weird. I mean, we were doing that for a while, but
right. But like, you don't just say Ray or Davis. No, it's just Ray Davis. Same thing with Brandon Garrison. It's Brandon Garrison or it's BG. And last night, BG was awesome. It was the best part about it, Jack, is Brandon Garrison is a Tasmanian devil. He's reined it back in, right? Like, even when he's trying to go coast to coast, like you could tell he's showing some restraint. And I appreciated that he didn't try to go all the way to the rim until they were up by 15 and he already had like 18 points.
But then it always comes loose. There's always that moment. 1.3 seconds left on the clock. He's like, screw it. I'm in.
What even was that technical? Did he say something? Because on TV, you couldn't really tell. It's just like, it was a double technical.
It was a foul. It was a foul, and then he started yapping, and then it turned into we're getting a...
footage from Stephen Peek's own camera. Oh, Porter Moser's not loving it.
I mean, he did do, like, I thought Oklahoma players were just going to punch him in the face after that dunk, and he probably deserved it. You know, like it's like, really, you're up by 20, and you're going to dunk it with 5 seconds left.
And the video's so good that you can see him like calling for the ball as soon as the rebounds. Like, you see the clock ticking down, and he's getting out in transition. He's like, "Give me the damn ball." I am getting my 20 point. I'm getting my 20 piece for the first time in a Kentucky uniform. One way or another, I'm dunking this basketball, and it's like, all right. I mean, you might get punched in the face, but here's your 20 ball, BG.
I'm so happy for him and the crowd chanting BG. I mean, what a cool moment. Like, you know, Brandon's had his ups and his downs at Kentucky. I was glad to see him kind of respond. Thought it was interesting. So we heard from both Jason Hart and Mikhail McLean after the game instead of Pope, because Pope had to go pick up his daughter at the airport. And we don't hear from the assistants that often, so it was kind of nice. And Mikhail McLean was talking about how Pope and BG kind of had a sit down before the Arkansas game. And it was kind of like a heart to heart because both sides were frustrated and, you know, they kind of just aired it all out. And clearly the results are speaking for themselves. He played pretty well versus Arkansas. And then last night had the best game of his whole career. So I thought it was very cool, and like seeing his son was there and his mom was there, just awesome to see them share that moment. I loved it.
That is wholesome. That is just so perfect. And BG, like, he's been through a lot, man. Like, he really has seen his career, because he thought that he was going to step in and knew he was going to be behind Amari Williams, but as a former McDonald's All-American, like, it is a demoralizing thing to watch it all slip away, and like, hey, another McDonald's All-American's coming in, a freshman, and he's taking my job, and Jaden Quaintance, we know what that was supposed to be, and in that role, it got to the point where BG had to basically accept that I don't have a future here at Kentucky, at least as things stand. So for him to take that information and see how the dominoes fell throughout the season, and then turn it into another Oklahoma just BG game. I mean, just it was very rewarding to hear the BG chants and have the kind of fan base finally wrap its arms around him, because he hasn't gotten that moment since he arrived.
And it came in a moment where they really needed him. Because throughout the game, a lot of it was, all right, he's just making the right plays, which has really been a big criticism of his whole career. It's like the guy's just basketball IQ. He's kind of all over the place. No, he reined it in. He made some nice passes. I bet he would have had 7-8 assists if Kentucky could hit a layup. I think they shot better from three than they did from layups last night, which is insane. But Oklahoma, they just kept hitting threes in the second half. They had 7 or 8, I want to say. And every time Kentucky was getting ready to blow them out, they'd hit a three. Finally got it down to 8, and you needed – all right, just get a bucket here, because if it's 8 and then they hit another shot, then you're like, oh, no. Aberdeen's prayers off. He gets his 10th rebound, his double-double, and one, too. That was just an awesome way to do it, a nice exclamation point. And, it might be one of those things where for a lot of these guys, we don't have – not everybody gets one of these moments, right? Like if Winion Gabriel didn't have that SEC tournament game against, was it Georgia?
Alabama.
Alabama. Okay.
7 of them.
That was when the run where Kentucky knocked out Georgia and Alabama of the SEC tournament for like
it was
6
in St. Louis, right?
Correct. Yeah. But you remember that game because it was the Winion game, like he went off. We're going to remember this BG game, and it makes me so happy for him. But I like the trend that Kentucky's on right now, because a lot of people will say, well, are we going to get more of this? Not every night, but here's the thing. The key to success moving forward, you need Chandler, Aberdeen, and Owe. You need at least 2 out of the 3 every night, maybe all 3 every night. It's the other guys, as long as 1 or 2 of them step up, then you're good. You had Garrison step up in this game, and it sprinkled in with some Yelovich threes, right? The game before, it was Trent Noah, who was big off of the bench. Like, as long as they're mix matching with these role players, like I thought Jasper was on his way to it there for a little bit in the first half. He hit that step back 3. But as long as your role players, somebody is finding, like, it doesn't have to be the same guy every single night, but as long as one of them is, then you're in good shape.
I'm enjoying this basketball talk from Nick Roush. He's had some takes ready, and he's ready to fire away.
Can we call it as it is? That was 10 out of 10 post-game show after Arkansas, Nick. That was you got put in a damn tough spot.
They were like waiting for you to have to deal with it.
We're talking maybe the second, third biggest win of Mark Pope's entire career, and you got put into that spot to break it all down in real time, and you absolutely nailed it. So,
thanks. That's fun. I know a little ball, right? And the other thing too, I love getting just the football guy. Like, I played much higher level basketball than football. Like, Coach
K.
Yeah, but like, I was at these big AU tournaments where like Coach K and Pitino are there on the sidelines, and that was when Billy G was there. So like, I don't want to be like, oh, Billy G watching me play. But like, I know a thing or two about ball. And here's my ball knowledge. One more ball knowledge take I'm going to drop. Man, Yelovich has hit threes because he is getting cooked inside. Like it's they are going at, and it's one thing if so, like on the ball, if you're going to have some mismatches, right? Like he got crossed last night by what's his name, Tate Davis.
Yep.
All right, that happens. The Arkansas worried me more than than this one because it's off the ball. He's just getting lost and it's leading to lobs and stuff. Like you can get beat one-on-one sometimes and you might get help from Modi or Moreno to block a shot. But Yelovich, dude, can we get some spatial awareness in the interior? Can we do a little shell drill to figure out where we are on the floor? Because he's getting lost down there. And that's if you're a role player only playing, 15 to 20 minutes, you might be able to get by. But
I remember talking to him early in the season. I can't remember if exhibition game or one of the early non-conference bunny games. And I said, you fight pretty hard defensively, and that's not something that European guys typically get a lot of praise for. And he's like, dude, I've never been asked to defend one single time in my entire basketball career. And I walked into Lexington and Pope was like, hey, you're going to have to defend if you're going to play. And he's like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to. So we have seen him at like the Caleb Wilson matchup.
Yeah. He
locked up on ball in some pretty freaking tough moments.
Yeah.
But we have also seen the deeply rooted European in him kind of be like, what's a defensive slip up? I'll make up for it on the other end.
Well, because on ball, when he gets switched on to somebody on the perimeter, it doesn't feel like he's a liability out there. It's the off ball when you get lost and it leads to layups. Like that stuff adds up, and we got a game coming up around the corner where they could really add up. I'm not gonna lie, Jack. When I heard him say Carey in the first matchup, I was like, "There's no way Vernon Carey is playing for Tennessee, right? Like this can't be." It's like, oh, he's got a brother. I was so confused there for a moment.
And Ortega was not very nice to him in that first matchup. Said some very, very mean things to one Jalen Carey. And, man, they just kept showing – I remember rewatching that Tennessee game over and over because why wouldn't you? It was an amazing game. And they just kept showing his dad. And it's like, yeah, it adds up. And it definitely – he's big fella, family of big fellas.
He was huge and unhappy throughout that whole game, and I loved it. And I hope he's huge and unhappy if he comes to Rupp on Saturday night. So.
Is Pete getting credentialed to this time?
At Rupp, yes. This time he will be. Yes.
Yes.
I just want to beat them so badly. But the other part of it too, Tyler, is like we know that they're kind of, I don't want to say house money, but doesn't it kind of feel like we're playing with house money right now?
I think so, because, the way the season has gone, would it surprise you that much if Kentucky lost on Saturday night?
No.
It would feel almost a little too good to be true, not only to beat Tennessee twice in one season, but to win 8 out of 9 games and to keep stacking these quad 1 wins. I will say, if they lose in those denim uniforms, it's going to be tough. So that kind of takes away the house money argument a little, but
and you're at home.
And you're at home. But before we get into that, we got to give a shout out to our other sponsor, My Old Kentucky Home Repair. So proudly sponsoring or serving the Bluegrass region since 2008, My Old Kentucky Home Repair offers handyman services, home repairs, remodels, and more. Remy loves them so much he's howling. Head to their website, myoldkentuckyhomerepair.com, to learn more or give them a call at 859-940-3376. Shout out to My Old Kentucky Home.
Shout out to My Old Kentucky Home Repair. Hey, schedule those now, because you get, if you're wanting to do a project, you start thinking about it now, and then summer rolls around and it's done. Boom, bang. Thank you.
If you've got any damage from your house from the winter storm, or if you got so excited about Brandon Garrison's big game, you happen to punch a hole in a wall, it happens. It happens. So My Old Kentucky Home Repair will be there for you.
I may or may not.
You've got a story to share. Yeah.
I may or may not have had a Facebook memory come up recently, and it's me tagged in a photo, and it's just my footprint in the side of a drywall. That was a big
Kentucky
move
basketball player was responsible for causing that.
Just me, just me, and a few too many country. Actually, back then, I think it was Cougar Bait was the only one back in the day, right? It was just OG, Cougar Bait for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I was spending for
wedding.
Cougar Bait back in 2013. It was a little bit grosser. Beverages were being conserved back. So, whoa. Just happened.
How many have you had today, sir? Do we need to cut you off? Watch out.
Cut them off.
I like this one, Captain Crash. Spelled Tyler's name wrong, but it was a very dope piece. Was a very dope piece.
And
It was
the
fun.
timing,
Yeah, I'm glad that got to come out again because, you never know when you write those things. This is like, well, it'll have one day in the sun, but we got to share it again last night. So
and Akari was there for it. Like, how cool is that?
yeah, I love that Mikhail McLean was like, Brandon plays better when his son and his mom are here. So we just need to move them both to Lexington. So if you didn't know, they live back in Oklahoma. So yeah, I think let's just get them in Lexington or wherever Kentucky plays through the rest of the season. I think that surely UK has the budget for that, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, what's another? I mean, BG's probably in his own 2 or 3 bedroom apartment. I mean, boom, there you go.
He's doing just fine with NIL too. So let's support mom. Let's support Akari. Let's get them in town and let's make this a regular occurrence. Yes,
I would love to see BG go full BG against Tennessee too.
Oh, it would be awesome. So I did verify the stat that was going around about Brandon Garrison. Kentucky's 9-0 in games in which Brandon Garrison has a technical or a flagrant. The or a flagrant foul is a big part of that.
Right,
okay.
right.
So, and that's not the easiest thing to look up. So they're now 10-0 in those games. So it'd be great to increase that to 11-0. And who better to increase it to than Tennessee? We talked a little bit about it. What are you all actually expecting to happen on Saturday night? Like, Jack, are you going in feeling good about it? Do you feel there's house money? Do the denim uniforms bring more pressure?
Man, I do feel just like they have turned a corner mentally. Like, it feels like they have grown up this season and they've come closer together where, like, I just remember where I was leaving that Missouri game, the Alabama game, the Gonzaga game, that little stretch right there. Yeah, we had the, St. John's and Indiana between them, but that holiday time entering January was just like, man, these guys, they're never going to come together. They don't like each other. It's just this group isn't going to mesh. And it just does feel like they're starting to play off one another. The ball movement is where it needs to be. The turnovers are down. The shot selection is improving. The defensive slip-ups are still frustrating, but in timely moments, they come up with them. And it does just kind of feel like, hey, they're growing up right before our eyes. And I expect them to go in. I'm starting to go into games expecting wins. And I didn't know if I would ever get to that point a month ago. So I think they're going to go in and represent the Denim very well. It's a big honor for them. They have to, can't get blown out, can't get embarrassed. No. You have to at least compete super hard. But I think they're going to go and win that game. I think it's a good matchup for them. And I think they expose the Vols in the second half especially to be a favorable matchup for them when they're playing up to their standard.
That's at least the one thing that I like about it is that Barnes just doesn't typically have his guys ready against Kentucky for whatever reason. But Tennessee is playing well. And the league is so wide open right now that it kind of feels like this is 2 of the 4 best teams. So if you can find a way to sweep them, when you get down the road to SEC standings and tiebreakers, which I know is Adam Luckett's favorite time of the year, like that, this would go a long way if you have 2 wins in the bag over this team. Because I feel like they're going to be kind of jockeying for similar positions in seeding when it comes to the SEC tournament. Hell, if not at the top of the league, because, I mean, A&M lost last night.
What a game that was! Jack, I don't know if you all got to see it because you were at Rupp.
No, I saw the score, but
yeah, it was
crazy game.
It was nutty. Not as nutty as Chris Beard the other night. He was making Bob Knight proud with that. That was something else.
Yeah,
you would too if you had to start Travis Perry for your basketball team and kind of realize this. Your group was what it was, but the house money part, like we've kind of played into the house money part of this season where the rest of the SEC has worked out. They have done enough damage by stacking some wins in the SEC that whether they're worthy of the 3 seed right now or not, they control their own destiny for a double bye in Nashville, which, like, again, considering where we were after that first week of the SEC, it was like, man, I couldn't have never dreamed of being in this spot. So yeah, they have really, like I said, grown up before our eyes. But if you can earn this win on Saturday, like you can, it's highly unlikely that they win the league, but the door's not shut entirely. You can at least talk yourself into it. But I kind of have myself in that window of like, hey, just earn a double bye. Just go get a Friday start, play into the weekend, give this fan base something that it has not had in a very, very long time, and play your way into a 3-game situation, play on Sunday down in Nashville.
I mean, even if they get the double bye, y'all are coming to Nashville on Wednesday, so you can stay in your awesome themed Airbnb and watch a full day of terrible. Oh, we're sharing the theme now. I thought we were trying to.
Okay. I feel like we have to reveal it now because we had a bachelorette themed one where it was very pink and very just bachelorette-y, and we were very excited to kind of just embrace the ridiculousness of it and do our live rapid reactions and sources say and, walk and talks and all that stuff in front of all the girly, let's go girls, Shania Twain stuff. We're not going to be able to do that, but it's the same room, but jungle themed. And now we got to figure out how to be kind of, mysterious and kind of going through the, what
you need is some like leopard print or zebra print. Yeah. Like jackets or something like that. I don't know. Or like the big like fur, scarf thing.
It could be the safari hunter.
We got to lean into it. How it's easier to lean into the "Let's Go Girls" theme, but we'll make it happen. We have enough time that we can make it happen for jungle theme.
We'll see if that's where you all end up. I have a feeling that whole building you're in, it's interesting. It's like they're all Airbnbs and they all have a theme. Like going through the listings, one of them was like themed from Clueless, the movie. And I'm like, they get very specific with this stuff. One of them was like black and white themed. It was weird.
I stayed at a place in Charleston that was rat themed.
What?
It wasn't rat themed. We just had a rat show up on the first night while we were playing beer pong. You know how it is like a bachelor party. You're trying to like get to know people. And so like we're just playing some drinking games, kind of hanging out, listening to music. And it looked like a cat initially. It was this big, just like running through. So I've stayed at places with rats. They're probably not as nice as the themed ones, but
And Jacob Polachek decided to move there.
I was going to say, Holly said, was Jacob there? I mean, we haven't heard about Jacob's rat issue for a while, so I'm going to assume that it's
bless his heart.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we still stayed that place, and nobody was. We got it trapped in a corner, and then like we were all like, "All right, so what do we do now?" But nobody was manly enough. Like I don't care how cool and tough you thought you were. You see that rat in the corner, you're like, "Well, we'll just let it stay there, right? I'm not going to try to go and actually get it.
It can just live there now."
Yeah,
that's its new home.
This is your room now. We will be sleeping upstairs.
Speaking of uninvited or invited guests, who from the 96 team is going to be there Saturday? So I just looked randomly at St. John's schedule. They play UConn Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
There is a chance would Rick Pitino show up for the 96 reunion.
Dude, that fan base would hate his guts. They already hated how all of the UK stuff unfolded the first time around. Then we kick his ass. And then now he's going to be like wearing the UK gear and showing up in Lexington again.
That would be so great.
Man, I feel like he can't do it. He just can't.
But here's the thing. He doesn't care what they think about him. He knows
they're fire him.
Yeah, he knows they're New Yorkers. They've sucked forever, and he made them good. They won the freaking Big East. And, did you all see Johnny Fanta's rant to one of them on?
No.
It was like a Twitter Spaces a couple weeks back, and he was just like calling them all idiots. It was like a classic, just John Fanta unhinged, because that's what they are, and they're going to lose to UConn on Friday. Might make it interesting, but the game's not till what 8:30 tip off. Yeah,
love that. That's just great. Yeah.
Yeah, he can make it with plenty of time. I think Tony Delk is a must. Like he's
been
very
on the radio talking about it.
He said on radio he will not be able to attend. He's the one guy that we've confirmed will not be in attendance. So damn, that does suck.
Tough. Because he's like the most forward of all of the players on that team. I feel like he's the most visible. Antoine Walker was my favorite just because I didn't remember that team, but those Celtics teams with him and Paul Pierce were a bunch of fun. So I was like, all right, there's the good former Cat out there. So like it'd be cool to see him, and we haven't seen much of him for a while. And the other one, did you see the picture Corey Price had of Walter McCarty the other day?
No, I'm sure it's great.
It's
Was
Walter. He is. I thought it was Wilt Chamberlain's birthday initially because it was like the shorty shorts and the beanpole legs. Very skinny as a high school track athlete. But we haven't heard from him much since, things went sideways at Evansville. That wasn't good. It'd be nice if he could have a night where he could get a round of applause from people.
Oh, that is a wild picture. You are not wrong. That does look like a Wilt Chamberlain timeline picture.
Well, Corey Price got a shout out from Tom Hart last night. I thought that
did.
was pretty cool. Oh, wow. You weren't lying. Man, he is tall and he looks like Braden Hawthorne. Like,
Speaking of Tennessee, by the way, we do have a little bit of breaking news. We have the official release of the Nike Book Chapter 2s.
Are they cool looking?
From UK Athletics. And if Steven wants to actually just pull them
He had
up.
the other picture up.
They're pretty snazzy, if I must say so myself. I may have to dabble in them.
So this was on my topic list. Like, how into the denim apparel are you all going to be? Are you going to buy everything? Like, oh, those are actually cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Steven,
Yeah.
the UK, like the
Athletics.
main UK account just tweeted them as well. If you want to pull that up, but
Those
So
are cool.
they're doing the drop outside of Rupp Central Bank Center on Saturday. That will be like all the shoe dorks, and like I'm calling you shoe dorks because you act like it's like a shield that you put over yourself. Like I'm cool because this is fashion. You all are losers, and you are like let's like call a spade a spade. This is your nerdy geeky thing that you geek out, and you know what? It's cool that you do that. One of my closest friends is one of these guys who like waits in line for shoes. There's shoes that you can't even really wear, right? So I would hope that people would still wear these because they look cool. I get really annoyed by the people who wait in line to just collect them but don't wear them. Like these do look cool.
Those are pretty sweet, man.
And I'll admit, like a lot of the denim stuff, I like the denim when I was growing up. I was a kid. I thought it was fun. People forget people hated those denim uniforms, and they were, objectively kind of hideous. But so it's cool to see like a stylish take on them. I think those are cool.
Well, and that was I'd only talked to Delk on like radio hits previously, and I was back on the backside of Churchill Downs Derby week when he was doing some radio hits, getting inducted in the Kentucky Athletics Hall of Fame, and I had on the icicle shorts, and he just wanted to talk to me to tell me about how much he hated Converse. Like he hated the denim, he hated the ice, he hated all of it. And that was like because everybody was going Nike and Kentucky was still Converse at the time. So you're right, Tyler. Contemporarily, like nobody, like it was kind of like frowned upon. But I just like we're wearing the white ones with the denim trim. I want like a all denim road jersey.
Yes, we got to see the row version. I hear they exist. Like I hear that is a thing that we may see. I just don't know when you would pull them out because I don't know.
I feel like
SEC
if you
tournaments?
win Saturday and with the momentum they already have, I feel like you just got to ride the wave. I feel like you got to do exactly what the 96
Same would
team
be
did.
Florida.
Just do it. Just
The rest of the way out.
I feel like you got
Yeah.
to do it. Lean into it. Why else do the whole this whole shebang? Just
If it works,
lean into it.
Does that mean that Mark Pope has to wear his denim suit the rest of the season?
He didn't deny that he has some type of I don't know if it's going to be a suit or what would a denim suit look like? That's how they did that horrible Justin Timberlake.
What if he just wore overalls?
That would be funny. Knowing Leanne, I bet it's a dark, lightweight denim that you wouldn't even really be able to tell was denim unless you were like right up on it. Leanne's got way too good a taste to have him come out in Justin Timberlake's Canadian tuxedo.
I mean, a lot of these blue suits nowadays kind of look like Jean-esque.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I think
I'm glad they're back though. Like it's a fun thing to do. But I will say that prepare for some sticker shock on some of those items.
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
Nike knows that these are money makers and they can charge whatever.
Well, and also the stuff that's come out, like the white T-shirts and the sweatshirts and all that. I mean, I know better than to buy a white T-shirt that's nice or a sweatshirt because I'm just going to spill something on it. So that's probably why I'm not getting it. But I do like, they're very classic looking. I like the little circle logo that was on the jerseys. Like, I think that's a cool retro look. So I'm sure that'll be the first of many iterations of denim apparel. So
definitely.
I was someone had a question if Kentucky has the most quad 1 wins in the SEC. So
do we have the most? Yes. That came from Cheryl Stipp.
But is it also like, how does it balance against the losses in quad 1? Sure, you may have more quad 1 wins than any other team in the SEC, but you probably have a decent amount of quad 1 losses. So Kentucky's 4-6 in quad 1. That means that Indiana win slipped down to quad 2. The Hoosiers were on the cusp of the top 30. So thanks,
they're doing that
Indiana.
all year, you know.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. Vanderbilt is 6-3 in quad 1. So they now lead the pack in the SEC.
I bet Florida has a similar quad record because they've played a lot of. They played
Florida's
a
4-5.
4-5.
Yeah. So, but there's a couple games on the cusp, so it's gonna go up and down, you know, regardless of whether or not Kentucky.
Arkansas 4-6 as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in that 4 range.
I do think it's worth pointing out the SEC is not the juggernaut it was last year.
Yeah.
So, like we kind of talked about with the conference standings, Kentucky could still find its way into a double bye, even if it picks up a couple more losses. That's just kind of how it is this year. Any other predictions for Saturday? Any other thoughts on the throwback uniforms? Are you all planning on purchasing any denim throwback gear?
I know Jack is. Jack,
how many more pieces of UK apparel can we fit into Jack's closet?
I do dabble quite a bit, and if anything does intrigue me, I will try to explore it. I wasn't going to buy the book 2s, but the more I look at them, I feel like I might be in that dumb line on Saturday and be a part of the loser club that Nick was talking about.
Hey,
because they're pretty darn good looking.
As long as you wear them, right? The ones who like show up to just like resell them and you know they do. That's the part where I'm like, guys, they're just shoes. You know, are they comfortable? That's what's most important.
I have that home field. It must be the denim shirt.
Oh, I have that.
But I've worn that a lot. I feel like I got to get a little bit more creative than just that. I have denim Air Jordan 1s that I have worn often this year. It'd be dumb for me to wear them so much up to this point and not wear them for the actual denim game. But we'll see. We got a couple days to work with.
I think they're gonna. I have a feeling we've only seen a little bit of what they're gonna drop to. Feels like there's gonna be.
I think so too. Yeah, don't like rush to get something just because it's the first thing out there. I think that's totally fair. So we'll be excited. I didn't have this on the rundown, but I feel like we should at least go through some of the NBA trades that have happened today. Jack, I'll let you take the lead on that because I've kind of been in and out of news today. We can start with your favorite, Amari Williams, if you like. He's not going anywhere. He's staying somewhere with a very big price tag.
He ain't going nowhere for the long haul. Oh, man, I'm so happy for him. Like, you look at his numbers, and he's averaging like 2 points a game, 3 rebounds a game. You know, the counting stats. Look at shout out Remy.
Remy wanted to join the conversation.
Shout out Remy. But he's come up big in so many key moments, and just very similar to Kentucky, where he just has this value to the team that I watch and thoroughly love, and it's fun to watch like my love for him continue into his NBA career. But he was just on a 2-way, and to see him actually earned that two-year contract, $2.7 million. A big fan of Amari. Shout out, he's earned every single penny of it, and I'm excited to see how his role grows within the organization. I know Brad Stevens is a big fan of him, and I'm a big fan of him, so very happy for him. We saw Isaiah Jackson get traded away from the Pacers to the LA Clippers.
People forget about Isaiah Jackson. Maybe.
They really do.
I feel for him because he was so good, man. He was very good on a very bad team.
Yep.
Rob Dillingham sent to the Chicago Bulls. The Timberwolves Did not like him. Bad relationship with the coaching staff. He was never going to have a future in Minnesota, so I'm glad he's getting a fresh start just 1 year into his career, which is hilarious to say, but he needed one. And Nick Richards was a Milwaukee Buck for 2 hours, and then he got rerouted to the Chicago Bulls, where he will be joining Dilly. So
there you go.
So that we got some Kentucky flavor.
Can you imagine, like, getting the call, okay, you're headed to Milwaukee. Oh, wait, 2 hours later, nope, you're going to Chicago. Like, it's got to be a crazy way to live, but they're getting paid a lot of money to do it. So more power to
the way the NBA works is so odd. I mean, because Nick Richards wasn't the only one who was technically traded to a team for 2 hours. We had the same thing happen with Mike Conley, where he was with the Bulls for a cup of coffee, and then I guess he's with the Hornets now, maybe? I don't know. And just the amount of picks and players that are in all of these deals, the one that sent Davis to Washington had 8 players and 7 picks, maybe? I mean, it's just like, what is going on that makes these things happen? I mean, it's insane. It's crazy.
I also hate that AD got included in the worst trade of all time. Like as much as we love him and just idolize him for what he did at the University of Kentucky and becoming a top 75 player in the NBA, like he will always have that recognition as well, where the NBA named him a top 75 player of all time. But he also got included in the worst trade in NBA history for Luka, where they got 29 games out of Anthony Davis before shipping him away to Washington, where he will be never heard from again. It's just, I hate that, seeing, like, it was like when John Wall retired, that same, like, man, that's like a part of my childhood kind of, coming to an end, closing that chapter. AD is the same way, where he's still a very good player, but he has reached his peak and he is now on his downward trajectory, and I don't love it.
I don't love hearing you talk about your childhood of players that I followed when I was not a child anymore. It's all right.
I had class with Anthony Davis, and so you were a child.
Yes, I was a freshman in high school.
Geology.
I don't think that's not exactly a child anymore. Are you?
John Wall was a child. That was middle school.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you've been doing the John Wall dance.
I was in sixth grade world history. Yeah, that was me.
You and Trent Noah. I love it. Well, we will segue to another big topic. I mean, there's so much to talk about that. With all these big sporting events, we got to talk about the Olympics. Like, a lot of people would shove it to the side, but not me. Not this time. I love the Olympics. I even love the Winter Olympics, almost sometimes more than the Summer Olympics. I feel like the Summer Olympics gets all the shine, but the Winter Olympics are really, really fun. They have already started. I think curling and hockey are already underway. The opening ceremonies is tomorrow night. But I am so excited for this, you all. And I know we're all probably going to talk about it, so I'll start with it. We get to see Lindsey Vonn ski tomorrow. So the first downhill training run is tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Eastern. So we'll get to see if she is able to ski at 85 miles an hour with a ruptured ACL and a bone bruise in her knee. So I think this is just the craziest storyline ever. I mean, maybe we're so used to football and basketball that we're like, we hear a torn ACL and we're like, oh my God, well, they're out for a year. They're out for whatever. Can you imagine, like, is it possible to ski on a ruptured ACL and do it well? At the age of 41, she's my age. Like, this is crazy to me. What were your all's reactions when you saw it? Jack, I know you were talking about it.
Well, it's just funny that, we're right in the middle of the Jaden Quayton saga where fans are just destroying, like, just the situation. I don't think the kid or just the whole, it sucks. All of it sucks for Kentucky. But as kind of Pope all offseason, man, this guy's going through a miraculous recovery, and like, there are going to be medical journals written about Jaden Quayton and his ACL recovery. It's like, nah, it's just another ACL surgery and rehab and recovery and return to play. And we have a 41-year-old skier who is a week removed from rupturing her ACL, and she's going to give it a go. And it feeds into all of the, so she can do that, but we can't get JQ on the floor. admire her ability to do that. I don't know how. I hope it doesn't go like extremely poorly because it really could. Like, this is a very dangerous thing.
What's she gonna do? Rupture it some more?
Well, I think that's what her point is. It's like, I've worked so hard to come back from this last injury, and I'm right here. I'm a week away from the Olympics. Am I just going to be like, oh, well, you might hurt it more? Sure, but is it worth it to be able to say that you competed in the Olympics again? Apparently, she skied on I don't know if it's a completely ruptured ACL before, but an ACL injury before. So
that's my thing is like, I'm not a skiing expert, but like, you've seen people where they blow their knee out, but they can walk just fine. It's like when they twist or something, it gives out. So like, that's really my only question is when they're taking those turns, how stable is her knee? You know,
I don't know.
We don't know. Oh, baby just learned a new skill. Look, she learned how to open the door. Good job, Ruby. Yeah, we've never done that before.
We got Ruby on here. Hi, Ruby.
Yeah, you did it, girl. You say hi? Oh, you're going to talk for us? Oh, say hi. Okay, good. She's excited. I'm excited to share. We got Peacock this time around to see all of the obscure sports.
Nice.
And the one that I'm excited for is, have you all seen ski mountaineering?
No
idea what you're talking about.
For the first time since they added snowboarding, we have a new Winter Olympic sport. And this is one where they ski up a mountain. They ski up the hill and then they ski down it. It's insane.
I don't even know how that's possible. Do they like sidestep up the mountain?
So some of the races are like 2 hours, but they have a sprint. And I watched one of the sprints the other day that takes like 3 minutes or so. And at some point, they actually take the skis off and just like climb upstairs and like put them on their back.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll put that on my list. Yeah, I had the list of like official things. It's not on there, so that must be one of the fun new ones.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, say bye-bye, Ruby.
Bye, Ruby. There was I remember it was at last Winter Olympics. Oh, and there goes Remy and Ruby. There was the new sport where it was ski cross or something where you have like 4 skiers and it's basically like a race to the bottom of the mountain, which I thought was cool. I thought that was a really fun one. I mean, obviously you've got like ski jumping. Oh yeah, there it is. Ski mountaineering. It is an official one. So I'm excited for that.
I did the our favorite program, CBS Sunday Mornings, had the Quad God. I'm fired up for the Quad God. I don't know what his name is, but shout out to the Quad God doing quad axles. I always wondered when they would talk about, the triple axle, it's so crazy. It's like, well, you can't do more? Like, they explain why it's so difficult. I'm more impressed that he does backflips in his routine. That just looks like
Scott Hamilton's been doing backflips in his ice skating routines for like decades. He was my favorite figure skater growing up. Do you all remember Scott Hamilton? He was kind of like
no idea what you're talking about.
Reddish hair. I mean, he's before your all's time.
Well, just the male figure skaters. The females caught my attention. The males, not so much.
Scott Hamilton was a commentator for a long time. That's how you might know him.
Okay.
He's always, I don't know if he still does it, but for a long time he did. But he was always fun. Ilya Malininen is the
Yes,
the
there we go. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Shout out to the Quad God.
I do love how Snoop Dogg, he's on the Olympic coverage for NBC. He showed up in Milan with a shirt with the Quad God's face on it. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, I love it. I love having Snoop Dogg involved in the broadcast. More Snoop Dogg, the better. I hope Martha Stewart at some point joins. I can't get enough of it.
Are they bringing back Red Zone for this? Like
yes.
For the summer?
Gold Zone is back.
Zone? Nice.
It's an early morning watch because that's how the time zones work for this one. So I think you'll see Scott Hansen at like 6 a.m. every day.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe 9 a.m., something like that. But it's morning times are when they're going to be live doing all the Gold Zone. So
I'm in. I will watch every day.
KS board will be hopping.
I will watch every day.
So you brought up figure skaters that are commentators. Jack, are you in on the traders as well?
No, I've heard awesome things, and I know I need to.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's next. I know.
Tyler and I are going to have a chat for a minute. How do none of these people know that Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski are BFFs? Like, how is that?
Yeah. They have to know, and they've been keeping it cool. They've been keeping their like best friendship under, on the down low. But then you see a commercial, and it's literally the two of them being best friends for some ad for something. Like
I just like there are more public figures at NBC, but they are probably of the whole NBC broadcasting crew outside of the Today Show.
Yeah.
Because they do sport, like they do the crossover. How have they not, all these people who are so full of themselves that like are all reality shows that love all this drama and fashion, none of them have seen them do the fashion things at the Derby or the Olympic. Like it blows my mind. I can't.
I forgot they have a big Derby presence too. They're like on the red carpet.
Yeah.
The stuff, right?
They do all that stuff. So that part annoys me. But this, if you all haven't watched The Traitors on Peacock, I love reality shows. And I'm a Survivor guy, and I like this. I'll dabble with The Challenge and some others. But this is like a good, fun game. It's a little housewifey for me. And Tyler, I thought this season was going to tick me off, but like it actually has been pretty darn good. They've had some really good traders. It's been a fun watch.
So this is the first season I've ever watched of it.
Okay.
This is my first, I just decided everybody's talking about it. I want to get into it. It is so much fun. I watch The Housewives. I don't watch Survivor. I don't watch Big Brother. But even then you can see all these people from different reality TV backgrounds, and they all have their own strategies. And it's so fun. And they're just so self-important, and I love it. The strategy is interesting. It's different than other reality shows in that you don't know how it's going to lay out. It's not like somebody's voted off every episode or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a really, really fun format.
The basic premise, Jack, is there are 3 people that are killing people. You don't know who they are.
They're the traitors.
Yes. And so each night they get to kill somebody. But before they kill somebody, you can all vote off one person who you think a traitor is. And the goal is to get all of the traitors out before you reach the finish line, and then you win the game. I actually got to play a game that is almost identical to this. It's called, I think, Witch on the Clock Tower. So like my cousin's one of these big board game nerds, right? Like that's him and his wife's deal. Before they got married, they had a game night. And so at this game night, it was 3 traitors, but there was one head honcho. And I drew the head honcho. I got to be the bad guy killing people. And Brooke, she wasn't able to make the trip. And I texted her that I was the traitor in the traitors game. She's like, there's no way you're going to win. And the last vote off, we convinced them to get off a faithful. And I got to win. It was so awesome. It was such a exhilarating feeling. And it made me very hyped that they're actually making one for NBC, so you don't have to be a Peacock user, and they're doing it without reality show people, because that's the only thing that annoys me about it, Tyler, is that housewives stick together and there's gamers. Like I feel like it's even more difficult if there's no preconceived notions of who somebody is, and you can just straight up lie about who you are the whole time.
That's true, but I also kind of enjoy having like the C and D list celebrities. Like Michael Rappaport was on there. And so I feel like on our last happy hour, Jack, we mentioned Michael Rappaport.
Yep.
I feel like Zach had no idea of your past with Michael Rappaport. He was like, what are you talking about? Michael Rappaport's a really bad guy. It's like, oh, we know. Like, have you told that story?
I still have old like family friends, people that I haven't, you talk to every couple of years, and they ask just how life's going, all that stuff, and they still. I can't believe that Michael Rappaport had beef with Michael Rappaport when you were in college. Yeah, that was hilarious. I'm still waiting for his one-on-one. I remember the Big 3 was in town at the Yum Center, I think, and I covered it for KSR. And I was like tweeting at him. I was like, hey, you called your shot. You said you want to play me one-on-one and you want to turn this into something. And he ghosted me. He turned into a big old fat coward. So
he might be the best, worst reality TV show character I've ever seen. Like he was so bad, but it was like kind of good TV because he was that bad. Like just
he is universally unlikable. And like the way he eats food, he just shovels it into his mouth.
Honestly, it's a testament to him that he can be so unlikable and still find work. Like it's kind of
talent.
impressive. Like that's
It's like roll after roll after roll. He always gets something. He always just pops up like, where did you come from? Why are you still employed? But hey,
more power to him.
Yeah.
All right, so Nick, you're looking forward to ski mountaineering. I guess I'm looking forward to Lindsey Vonn. I'm going to watch, alpine downhill skiing for her. I love the figure skating. Jack, what's the event that you've got circled?
I like the one the rifle one where they got to do like ski a marathon and then drop down on their. I love that. I think that's awesome. Yeah. That's some cool stuff. I like the luge. What's the
skeleton?
The skeleton. I like that. That's fun.
USA Canada hockey. We need that. Like,
yeah.
Just for how juiced that Four Nations thing was last year, I need that.
Yeah, that would be fun. I know UK Hoops won on KS Board would love that.
Nick Cardell, man,
he loves
one of a kind.
I'm gonna have to bust out my Ruzioni jersey.
There you go.
Miracles. There we go.
I'll put on my Predators jersey because it's my sweater. It's the only hockey sweater I own, but I own like 3 of them. So that's not the only big event this weekend. Of course, the Super Bowl is Sunday. Everybody loves the Super Bowl, but I think no one's going to love it more this year than Jack Pilgrim because you have a rooting interest in the Super Bowl this year. Like, first of all, how excited are you? And 2, what are your plans to watch the Patriots versus the Seahawks?
You just how many times have you done this? You sick son of a gosh! Oh.
What a dumb year. Like, seriously, we won 4 games last year. I walked into this season saying, man, if we got 10, that'd be awesome. I love Drake May. I loved him when we drafted him. Loved his rookie year, even when we were just horrible. Gerard Mayo, the worst coach to ever grace a sideline. And Steven.
I love that Steven's just like putting his own comments up there.
Steven, as a lifelong Dolphins fan, man, it's hilarious. And I understand it. I know that it's tricky, but this is a really likable team. I know the last administration was totally hateable. Belichick, Brady, all of them totally hateable. But Drake May is an awesome dude. He's a great guy. As much as I hate his brother, and that's a weird dynamic for me with Luke and how he that thing. And I am now like the biggest Drake May fan in the world. But this team, like, they had no expectations whatsoever. They hired Mike Vrabel, love him to death. And for them to just like keep winning and how they're doing it has been so fun. So like I've enjoyed this ride more than basically any other I can remember in recent memory. Like 2014-15 Kentucky was definitely up there for me, but just in terms of how unexpected it was, it's a fun group. I love them to death. I am hosting a little shindig at my house, and I don't know if that's a great idea because I turn into a whole different human being when the Patriots are on, and I think it's because the fan that I used to be as a Kentucky basketball fan, I can't be that person where I'm at events and turn into the scream and holler and all that. I mean, I still get after it on press row, but it's different. That, like, all of that built up tension, like it all translates like tenfold watching Patriots games. So I'm the worst version of myself watching Patriots games, and a couple of my friends and family members and all that will be there on Sunday. They will see the worst version of me, and I don't get to expose that very often. So I hope they're ready for it.
I can't really watch games that I care about in public anymore. Definitely, obviously, I work Kentucky games, so that's out. But it's not like the Titans have given me a lot to cheer for recently, and it does kind of sting to see Mike Vrabel in a Super Bowl after we parted ways with him. And I liked Mike Vrabel a whole lot. And I've seen the clips kind of going around this week when they do media. It was a big thing he did in Nashville. He always gave the first question of any press conference to Teresa Walker, who's the AP reporter down here. She would always get first question. There was like a really great respect between the two of them. And he's carried that over to New England.
Karen.
He gives the female reporter the longest tenured on the beat the first question. And I think that is so cool and endearing. And it makes me remember. So when Will Levis first went to the Titans and Vrabel was the coach, I covered a couple of the training camp practices, And so I had a few interactions with Vrabel. And one of them was I was asking a question about Will Levis in one of the post-camp opportunities, and Paul Kaharski kept talking over me and my question. And if those of you in the chat, if you live near Nashville, you know who Paul Kuharski is.
Yeah,
he's very brash, very loud, talks over people all the time. And Vrabel told him to shut up and let me talk. And he was like, Paul, shut up. You point at me, talk up, and just ignore him. So, like, I will always love Mike Vrabel for that. I miss him dearly. I hate that he's at the Super Bowl with another team, but at least he's there because he probably wasn't going to get there here. So,
yeah, it really makes me mad that the Titans let this happen. You incompetent franchise, like
so dumb.
Terrible.
So
awful.
I mean, it's just. But you know what? Even if he was still around, he might have left. Like if he knew that there was a chance to get to New England, he might have taken it. We're going to talk about it a lot tonight on 11 Personnel. Share our best bets, but Jack, I'm at the if you can't beat them, join them phase, and they are at least like they're not hateable now. They will. So like I want to at least try to make some money on their first Super Bowl before they really start racking them up and I really start hating them because in my mind I feel like we put way too much weight into what we just saw in the playoffs. I mean, the Patriots have been really good all year, and then they just went and played the best defenses out there, like the best. And they played them in the worst elements, and they found ways to win. So I think there's a lot of a little bit of that's overblown. And I think Vrabel's experience just playing in Super Bowls for New England is going to be valuable, where it's a bunch of guys who haven't been there before. But Vrabel's been there before. I think they'll be ready to go. They'll turn it into a rock fight, and Drake May will do just enough to get the W. So give me the Pats.
There was a video of Drake sitting on the sideline in that Broncos game where he stunk. Like that was the worst I've ever seen him play. But it was a blizzard. It was just the weirdest conditions, and you're in Mile High. It was wild. And he was sitting there on the sideline with Josh McDaniels, and he like looked at him. He was just like, "This stuff's hard, man." Like he's a 23-year-old. He is a kid, the youngest to ever go to the Super Bowl, and he was just like sitting in that moment, just throwing horrible balls and tripping over himself. It was horrible, and like there was just kind of that sense of innocence, like, dude, I wasn't supposed to be here this quickly, and I think that's why his story is very, very cool, and why I know that Brady turned into the bad boy of the NFL. Everybody hated his guts. I liked it because he had the chip on his shoulder and it was like us against the world. But Drake is just a kid. Like he is just a really talented green kid who's just like, hey, I'm just here to vibe and throw footballs, and I'm having a good time. And he's a very likable kid. So I'm glad that we saw the worst of him in the playoffs up to this point, because like expectations are so low nationally that nobody expects him to go in and win that game on Sunday. So it's all icing on the cake. We weren't supposed to get this far, and if we end up winning, it's like, hey, add another one to the list. But it's the journey has just been an absolute blast.
So Nick, my question to you is, do you still hate the Patriots as much now that Belichick and Brady are gone? Or is, because my husband and I had this debate, and I'll let you.
I even kind of turned on him in the middle of the 28-3 game, because it was like I want to see how, like, this is history. I want to see this happen. So I don't hate him as much. I mostly just hate Patriots fans. And Jack, you actually are like you're not as bad as most of them, but like Dave Portnoy, that guy, when he, like you get that whole Boston crew. Philly scumbags are endearing when they win because they don't really win much. But the one McGillicuddy guy that goes to the parade after they win the Super Bowl, and he's like, look at all these championships I've won in all my lifetime. And it's basically every other year for like his entire existence. Sports fans aren't supposed to have it that good. You're just not. It's supposed to be like misery, and then you get like the rare ultimate payout. Boston fans, they got it too good, Tyler. That's the part that agitates me.
It's like us in the early Calipari days, man. You hate us because you ain't us. But my husband said he doesn't hate New England as much anymore because Brady and Belichick are gone. I still have residual. It's not even hate. It's just like you said. They've been there so many times. I mean, it's not as personal now. They seem more likable. I like that they do the Warriors come out and play thing. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, my husband loves that. So you're hosting a party, Jack, How are you watching the game, Nick?
We haven't decided, but now that children are involved, it's usually we either go to a friend's house or have some friends come to our house and then halftime go home and put them to bed sort of deal. Because it's just, like the timing of it. If it was like they might be able to stay up for all of it if it's a little later, but I actually kind of like it because you still see people and you kind of hang out and you eat some good food. But then the second half, I like lock in. I start pouring heavier pours. And then the one thing that I really like it scratches my nostalgic itch. Unlike really anything that is now made in media, Chris Berman goes live on ESPN from the field after the Super Bowl and like has people come on, and
that's cool.
And it's just like seeing Boomer do be in his wheelhouse. Which this isn't even really his wheelhouse, but like he'll read the highlights and do his thing, and then he has people on. I really like Chris Berman needed to kind of do less, But like there's still a part of me that just remembers catching football in the basement as a kid from my dad and having with the primetime music on the background and TJ in the back. Like it was just like that show meant so much to a generation. And so like I love having wrapping up the NFL season with Chris Berman there. Like a couple of years ago, it was like him and Andy Reid just kind of cutting up together. That was great, right? Like the Chiefs are kind of annoying, but Andy Reid and Boomer up there just and they're just kind of grunting and like at each other. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing yet this year. I've kind of gotten to the point I like the commercials, so I kind of like to just watch it at home, which sounds super Debbie Downerish, but it's like we make our own snacks and we watch it at home. And if anything, we might go out for the Puppy Bowl. Like we might pregame with the Puppy Bowl, which they still do 15 years later.
I feel like that's the move too, is kind of get the energy of a bar or something. But so my school/church, they used to do a big Super Bowl party, and hell, they still might do it. If you do, buy a square from them. St. Paul, shout out.
Oh, we do squares too. We love the squares.
But like just being at a huge place, I don't know. Not my style.
Well, let's see. We have gone over. Do we want to wrap up with KS board questions? I mean, we could go on about Super Bowl snacks, but I don't want to steal 11 personnel's turf here.
Don't steal our shine. We could do some rapid fire KS board questions, let's do
it.
$1 for 5 days. A lot of Will Stein is recruiting his what,
bro.
Yes, he is.
Bro.
Like the amount of nuggets that Steve Wiltfong and Chad Simmons are dropping on the board. If you have
they're on our board so much.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. So jump on in. And all of Roland's stuff is on KSR Plus now too. So there's a ton of content. Give it a try. $1 for 5 days.
All right. KS board questions. Let's see it, Stephen. Finnegan Ham says, who is your dream interview? Sports, pop culture, politics, etc. Living persons only.
Oh, man.
I'll go first with this just because it's timely. Chuck Culpepper, I think, would be on my list these days. So he was a columnist for the Washington Post, and the Washington Post got rid of their sports department this week. If you're of a certain age, you'll remember Chuck Culpepper. He used to work for the Herald Leader in the 90s. So we had him on the UK beat. We were lucky enough to have him on the UK beat for several years. Incredible writer. I mean, not just in a sports genre, just awesome writer. Nobody is better at describing a scene and bringing it to life with the passion and love and energy that we all have for sports than Chuck. So I love to pick his brain. He had I was let go today tweet. And of course, in Chuck form, it was 500 words long. But even that was just pure poetry and him describing how he's covered college football, NFL, Olympics, tennis, just all these incredible events was really kind of cool. I think he would have some great stories to tell.
It was an awesome picture of the mug too, with the
I wonder how many
steam.
takes that took.
It was a good picture. Yeah. It was definitely all right. That was pretty baller. I'm not gonna lie.
It also was really Washington Post. You weren't doing podcasts, you idiots. What? No wonder.
I know.
Oh gosh, do you know how media works now?
Clearly they do not.
No. Do you have an obvious one, Jack? Because I don't.
I'd like to have a conversation with Joe Mazzulla because he's a psychopath, and like we have the Kentucky connection with the West Virginia stuff, but also
that would be good.
That'd be fun for me personally, just to be like, hey, I adore you now as the Celtics head coach, but like I want you to know that I hated your absolute guts for so long until you assumed this role. Up until this point, you were dead to me. So I think it would be and he's also just like the weirdest character on the planet. Like all the interviews he does, he's a weird dude, psychopath. So he'd be fun for me to interview as a UK/Celtics fan.
I was trying to think of something from the SEC football world, because like that's the one I live in, and be like, ooh, who would be a big get? And I nothing really comes to mind. Like I think it would, like I liked Obama, but like what I don't know enough to like really quiz him on anything, and I would probably just like listen to him talk and then forget what I wanted to ask. So I think the key is making sure you get somebody who isn't too old, that when they get in story time, they don't get hung up on details. So I think it would just be fun to interview Charles Barkley. Like just to
be fun.
Great.
Yeah. Like just like, like, but you just pull the string, right? And kind of, and I feel like Charles Barkley would be the guy that would make you feel comfortable talking to as well.
Definitely.
Where, he wouldn't like patronize you or anything. Like he would have like a normal conversation with you. And I would like to remind him about the time that Kentucky made him cry on the floor at Memorial Gymnasium back in 1984.
Those were fun pictures to look back on whenever he called our game. Yeah. All right. Well, what's our next question, Stephen? I think we have one. I don't know if it made the cut to get a graphic. If not, I can just read it. But
yeah, we can do that too.
Andrew DYK asked, last minute topic. It was a last minute topic. Best, worst Super Bowl foods. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll let you guys go first and I'll wrap it up.
Meatballs don't get enough street cred. Meatballs are like just top tier. Like it's just
toothpick action. Just man, that's some good stuff.
I think the overrated one is nachos, just because they're too messy. Like any sort of queso, like Luckett is a big queso guy. I can't I love it, but unless it's like it can be too messy unless you have the right setup. Like if you have to have like the bowl. But then you need like two bowls because you need a bowl for the cheese and then you need a bowl for the chips. So like I just think the dips can be a little messy.
That's fair.
Buffalo chicken dip, I think, it's messy. I get it, but it's just so delicious and it's really hard to mess up. Like I don't know the last time I've had a bad buffalo chicken dip.
It's never happened.
It's almost always superb. So that's a staple and a must.
I was going to say Rotel dip, but Roush makes a good point. If you're at a party, you either got to have it in a bowl with chips around it, or it's just going to be messy. Also messy, but worth the mess. Just chicken wings. Good old barbecue chicken wings. I mean, it's hard to beat. I had a question on KS Board this morning, like the total number you think you could eat in one sitting during the Super Bowl. And people had a high number. They were like 45. I was like, I would like to see you try.
Well, if you get the Indies has the really tiny ones that are almost like the size of a pinky, and they're dry rub, and you can just, grip and rip those suckers. Those things are awesome. Do you prefer a dry rub, or you like a big saucy meaty?
I like a dry rub. Yeah, I like the dry rub.
It depends on my commitment and like the setting. If I'm going like, hey, I know I'm gonna get messy tonight. Let's ball. I'm cool with that. But like if I just want to dabble in a couple of wings here, but it's also like it's a part of a bigger meal. Dry rub all the way. I don't want to get messy. It feels like way too big of a commitment to like I only did this for 2 wings. Nah, that's not really worth it. If I'm eating like 15 wings in a setting, I'm like, all right, let's roll. But dry rub elsewhere.
We got to close it out with Holly, who,
these
Hawaiian
rolls.
And when they cut them in half and then then they bake them, they put that just mwah.
That is good stuff.
Good call, Holly. Those are incredible. And your fingers might get a little sticky, but like, no, not a mess. Delicious.
Well,
Great
you know
call,
what pairs
Holly.
well with all of these is Country Boy. So make sure you stock up this weekend for Super Bowl Sunday. Jack, you're definitely going to need more. Nick, you're going to need more. I'm going to need more. So we will be back next Thursday, hopefully with a Kentucky win over Tennessee under our belts. We'll see what happens with Jack's Patriots, and hopefully Lindsey Vonn will win the gold medal. I don't know when that actual race takes place, but we got our fingers crossed for. But until then, we'll see you next time. Shout out Country Boys, shout out my old Kentucky home repair, and go Cats.
Woo!